Welcome back to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines, folks.
Yay!
We're here on a Friday evening taping this because we've got nothing better to do. And we just felt
It's
like talking.
Thursday, not Friday.
I'm sorry, Thursday. Yes, sorry
He
about
has
that.
not got his shit together today, that's for sure.
No. I just came from the gym. I did legs today. I'm still wobbly. Anyway,
God knows what he does there, but okay.
hey, I did. The last set was 810 pounds on the leg press.
Well, I did my workout today as well, but I did it around 10 o'clock. Got some work done. Today was a good day.
Do you want to talk about some politics, or do you want to go into these movies? Talk about movie remakes that suck. They take good movies and they kill them.
Wait, are you thinking about Superman?
No, actually, I heard mixed things about that. One, the guy Gunn who did it says it's definitely political and tough shit.
It's
If you don't
pro-American.
What?
It's pro-American.
I don't know.
That's
I think he's arrested.
That's the backlash that he's got. He says it's an
No. I read what it's about. It's basically it's glorifying an illegal immigrant who comes in and helps the world.
Well, first of all, yes. No, he did not. Superman did not do any of that shit. But at the same time, unlike most of the illegal felons that came into this country, he actually did stuff that was good.
Yes.
So, other than being, in other words, he's not a load.
And he didn't collect welfare.
He came in as a baby, so 14th Amendment, he's automatically.
And his parents never came in. His parents never brought him.
His parents were Americans, so he's by default.
No, his adopted parents were American.
That still counts, brother.
Yes. Well, let's make it clear. His adopted parents.
I mean, he came in as a baby.
Yeah.
Not to mention, are you going to tell him to get the fuck out? I don't think so.
No. Are you going to be able to get him the fuck out if you did tell him?
You, sir, are going to have to leave. Otherwise, I'm going to. Don't make me say what I'm going to do.
Go look for green kryptonite.
Yeah. It's a Lex Luthor can do that. Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
He's dead now.
Mr. Luthor.
Yeah, he's dead. Gene Hackman is gone.
Oh, yeah. Well, he wasn't the one saying Mr. Luthor. It was the other actor. He was a good actor, a good character actor, too. I think he's still alive. I'm not sure.
Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor.
Yes, Hackman was Luthor, but his henchman, the guy.
Ed Begley.
No, not Ed Begley, that piece of crap. Ed Begley Jr., that jerk off. I told you I had a run-in with him in New York. He was really a rude piece of crap. His father was a great actor. He's just an actor. He's okay. He's not great.
Ned Begley. Ned Begley. Begley.
Ned Beatty.
Beatty. That's it.
Ned Beatty. Beatty is a good actor. Yes. I wonder if he's still alive.
He was a character actor. It's like, those guys.
He was a good character actor. He did a lot of. Well, he was great and he was totally out of character when he did Network. Remember, he was telling what's his face. You are, like he was very intimidating in that role.
Well, his most famous role was
messing with the universe or whatever it is.
Yeah, his most famous role was the one where
Deliverance.
Yeah,
Feel like a pig.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, unfortunately, he's remembered for that. I'm not sure. Let me see if he's still alive. He died. He was 83 when he died. He died a few years ago, 2021. Yeah, they said he was the busiest actor in Hollywood, Daily Variety once said.
Everybody's dead.
A lot of people are dead. A few people died this past week. Who was it that just died last week? Oh, my God.
Joey died.
Who?
Joey.
I'm sure there's a Joey somewhere.
There's got to be a
There were
Joey
a
out
lot of
there.
Joeys who died last week.
But yeah, people have a bad habit of dying.
Yes, it's kind of inevitable. Yeah,
Well, so far.
so far, yes.
I mean, anything is possible. How many times have you heard that bullshit? Anything is possible.
Oh,
I
going
want
back
to be
to
president. Yeah, you could be president if you really want to. You have to try very hard.
yeah, the example is Joe Biden. He was actually president, and he had no qualifications. No, not even he was stupid even before he got demented.
Joe Biden held the title of president, but he never was president.
Do you know that in 1987 Congress debated the taxing 1987 or 83, I forget, debating whether or not to tax seniors. You know who led the charge and who got it passed? Joe Biden. That's why we pay taxes on our Social Security, because of that piece of crap. All right.
Yeah, well, you know,
Anyway,
nothing we could do about it now. But you know, the thing is that as I said before, Joe Biden held the title of president, but he was never president.
oh no, oh, and I told you yesterday that, or last time we did the show, that Obama was in the White House every single day for months, and he was in there for hours at a time. So he was the one running the country, really.
Yeah, well, you know, he. It's just that you know, anything that he could do to get away from Big Mike.
Okay, let me see. Oh, do you know that the Democrats are now, and the media, the Democrats and their lapdog media are now admitting, without saying so, that it's possible to rig a presidential election because they are claiming, and led by that fat slob, Stacey Abrams, that who, by the way, is worth over $20 million herself now. You know, and she doesn't do anything. All right. Anyway, they're saying that they claim that Elon Musk rigged the election to help Trump. Now,
Well,
that is a 180-degree turn from what they said in 2020, where, oh, no, it's impossible to rig the election. Now,
it's
Joe
not what
Biden went fair and square.
it's.
Even though,
They seem to forget that in 2016, Clinton was yelling out and saying it was a rigged election.
yes,
So it was a rigged election in 2016. It wasn't in 2020, and it's now in 2024. Make up your fucking minds. Is it doable or not doable?
oh, no, well, they go doing, they're hypocrites, they're liars, they'll say whatever the heck they want to say. And then they're the idiots who, the 25% of the population who actually believe them, the real idiots. Oh my God! I went onto X the other day on one thread, no, on threads, and there was such a ton of Reddit retards, let's call them, on threads, and they were attacking me because something I said about Democrats, and they were all like rabid dogs about it.
Yep. Well, you know, here's breaking news. Okay, let us say that the 2024 election was rigged. I would have to say, if I found out that to be true, I would be disappointed that it was necessary to do that in order to get Trump into the House. But I'm glad of the results.
Well, I'm going to wait. I will tell you this. I believe it was rigged by the Democrats, but their rigging was stopped in its tracks. They could not rig it the way they did in 2020. So they didn't get quite as many votes as they thought they would because there were people watching the election very carefully. So
Yeah,
they did rig whatever they could, but I mean, Kamala Harris still lost every single county in the country.
right. Yeah, she
That,
got nothing.
that includes all the Democrat counties.
Well, the thing is, what a lot of people don't mention is the fact that she was never. It was never determined that she was supposed to be the presidential candidate for the
No,
Democrats.
she was
She
she
was
was for,
selected by
so
the power base.
yes, she was selected. She was
The Democratic Party basically what acted in the least democratic manner that you can.
yep. They appointed her.
The one thing that you get to do is you get to vote for your representative. That is the equivalent of your democracy. After that, it's out of your hands.
Well,
They, they
you get to pick who you want to run against the
yes,
opposition.
who you want to represent you.
Well,
So the thing is, it's a representative form of government. So, but that is to me that is the democratic aspect. We're choosing who to be the leader, but after that, they're off and running.
remember
Now,
that.
now I know that it's not as simple as that, but the fact of the matter is that
It's as simple as
it's
that.
the best you can do. Democracy, pure democracy, didn't exist. Wasn't very successful in a smaller population. It sure as hell couldn't exist now.
No, because it leads to tyranny of the majority every single time. In fact, the Russian Revolution, they started out claiming they were being democratic. Okay. Um, Same thing with all these communist countries. It's democratic socialism now, like Bernie Sanders says.
Yeah,
I
what I'm
saw a good
searching.
meme. I had a good meme a few years ago, and I saw it recently, where it's Bernie Sanders. He's pointing to the difference between communism and capital, and no socialism and democratic socialism. And you see above where it says socialism is a pile of shit, and above democratic socialism there's a pile of shit, but it's got sprinkles on it. Yeah, it's
There's
better than a meme
an old
than
joke
porn.
that my dad used to say, and I've modified it for my needs, and that is the Democrats start a lot of shit and then they raise the price of toilet paper.
It's true.
But
Wow, that's a good. That's a real good saying. Maybe
the
we'll use
Papa
that
had
for
his
the title
moments.
of this episode.
Uh, I don't think it can beat what was that musical Chairs with the Antichrist?
No, you
That's
like that, huh?
that is pure gold.
I like the
Uh,
title. I haven't seen how many people have
well,
watched it.
it just got posted, and it doesn't. It's just you and me talking. It's not the same as our interviews. Our interviews tend
Yeah.
to draw more people.
By the way, I will tell our audience. I urge you to please go look at our interviews with guests, because those shows are far superior to Mike and I just sitting here and making fun of each other, or just throwing ideas back and forth. I mean, I believe most of our shows are interesting. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. However, I think the ones we do with our guests are much more interesting to a wide
It's
and
certainly more
appeal to a
focused.
wider audience. Let's put it that way.
Having a guest forces us to focus on the guest and the subject matter that they're associated with. So yeah, it does ground us. But the thing is that there's some declarations I heard today that there are some people that are saying that essentially the left is becoming more enraged, and
Oh,
they're calling for violent
each day.
action. And the thing is that they usually end up assaulting and hurting, you know, docile people. You know, like these people, like Gavin Newsom. made a public declaration. It's on the news. He refuses to give any support to ICE, and he's going to resist them. Frankly, anybody who's governor that refuses to honor a federal body is in sedition and should be dealt with as an enemy of the state.
Yep.
And it's that simple. I know they want to be gentle on this one, especially since this greasy clown, there's talk about him running for president.
Oh, he already went to South Carolina, apparently, to start campaigning.
Well, you know what?
He wants to run in 2028.
Well, the thing is that explains, a lot about him, because instead of focusing on reestablishing the Los Angeles and fixing the problems in California, he's interested in doing selfies and doing public appearances and showing that faggoty smile of his all over the place with his greasy hair. He looks like an out-of-work dancer. He is such a greaseball.
He is
he's just vile. He's just a miserable, vile creature.
I mean, he totally ruined San Francisco when he was mayor there. Then he got elected to governor of California, finished the destruction of California. Okay. And California is now one of the worst places to live. Did you see the gas prices they have now?
No.
Over $8 for a gallon of gas.
Wow.
And diesel is 9 something.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, that's his way of forcing the EV thing.
Yeah. Well, as I said in the post the other day, when if they do get a mandate that stands, and Trump doesn't destroy it like he did, I think he actually has done that. He said no, that's not going to happen. But if it does happen, then people in California, well, not down in Southern California, but in the mountains and up north, they're going to have to decide, do I use my electricity? Because they got rolling brownouts all the time. Now, people are going to have to decide, do I charge the car or do I keep the heat on if you're up north in San Francisco in the winter, or in the mountains, if you live in the mountains?
Right.
Or
are they also,
do I have lights? Should I buy candles?
Against natural gas?
Oh, he was against that yet. They built for a few years. They built house for a couple of years. I think they stopped it now. But
basically,
for a couple of years, they were building houses that didn't have gas connections.
Any energy source that's been fully established and proven, they're against.
Yes.
Very nice.
And the thing is, they use fossil fuels, if not in California, then in other states, to generate the electricity for their electric grid.
Here's the thing: at some point, Trump, if things get really bad there, Trump has the right as president to declare a state of emergency in California.
Yep.
And basically send in support to help the citizens of California, because they may have voted this miserable, rotten, retarded monkey, into office, presuming that it wasn't a corrupt, vote, because, if they're...
Well, it was also, anyway.
Yes.
You're talking California, of course it was a corrupt vote.
Well, the thing is, Larry Elder should have been made governor in that state.
Larry Elder probably won the election, and it got...
That's what I believe.
That's what a lot of people believe.
Well, you know what? Even if he didn't win, I bet you he didn't lose by much. But the point is that Gavin Newsom has proven himself to be thoroughly incompetent, and his partner in Los Angeles, that miserable
Back.
DEI
Karen Back.
mayor,
Yeah.
who doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. The only thing she knows how to do is take vacations in the midst of a high fire alert for her city. She's miserable. She got rid of all of the firemen. She wasn't hiring firemen that were white.
Yeah.
You know,
Her
specific.
and her DEI hire who headed the fire department in L.A.
Yeah, is
Who
that
was asked by that time, remember, but was asked by a reporter, if she could get a
yes?
250-pound man out of a fire. She said,
Shouldn't have been there in the first place.
yeah, shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's her
So
answer.
what the hell
What are
is
you, stupid?
what the hell? Why are you a fireman? If you're not willing to fight fires and save lives.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're not willing to do that, then you're not a
Do
fireman.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing: if you don't have the ass, I mean, she's got a big ass, but if you don't have the ass to be able to move a large person out of a burning fire, I suggest you learn how to drag them or bring a dolly with you or
Yeah.
something, you know. But the thing is that to abandon somebody because they happen to be in an area that you don't have the mustard to be able to manage,
And then blame it on them.
blame it on the victim. It's like
Well,
that dopey bitch that was
that's what Democrats do.
making fun of all those dead children in Texas.
Yeah, that's what Democrats do. They blame the victims for things. The
In
rape
their in
victims
their
are
desire to in their desire to undo the righteousness of their opponents, they become more demonic. They become darker and meaner and more miserable and more mentally corrupt. They are a cancer in this country.
just when you thought they couldn't get worse. People have to stop saying how stupid can Democrats get, because they seem to take it as a challenge.
They're not stupid. They're corrupt. There's a
They're not
difference.
stupid, definitely corrupt, but
It's
they're also evil. They
yes,
are evil. Okay, they vote against punishing pedophiles. They'll take the side of pedophiles over children.
yes. See, inherently, the right follows natural law, which is if you follow natural law, if you follow those laws that are congruent with your nature and the nature around you, what will happen is you will have a feedback network that sustains you. But when you go corrupt and you are the antithesis of well-being, when you are the antithesis of nature, then what happens is at some point you cannot be sustained because you've gone out on a ledge and the ledge can't handle your weight because you were so busy being impish, you weren't really paying attention to the laws of nature. So the thing is,
So
like,
you are assuming that they have good intentions.
no, I'm not.
No,
I just said otherwise. I said they're so corrupt they don't care about such
no,
things.
okay.
They have
No, I
actually
think they do care, but they are purposely doing these things. It's not an
yes,
accident. It's not a
yes,
byproduct. It's on
they're
purpose.
corrupt.
Yes,
I don't think they're corrupt by
they're corrupt and
like
they're evil. 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 That's a word that we got to
yeah,
start using again.
yeah.
There is.
The thing is, when I say corrupt, I don't mean that there's a disease that's controlling them. I'm talking about they have chosen to be a pervert, that they are out to basically destroy anything they can to satisfy their personal needs. They are a parasite,
Yes.
and not even see a parasite in nature is not, at least has some sort of purpose. It's to regenerate itself and produce more little parasites.
Yeah.
But these guys, they're all about themselves. They are a black hole. They collapse inside of themselves. Their only interest is their own personal needs. If they want money, they'll do whatever they can to do it. And the thing is, they, in their desire to disprove or to undermine conservative ethical thought, and their desire to do that, they end up going off way too far. That's like that bonehead up in New York.
Not far enough for them, because they want to go as far as they can, because they want to destroy the status quo. They want to destroy society and the country as it is, the economic system, because they want to install communism or democratic socialism, as they say, but that would lead to communism anyway.
See, I don't think they want.
They have a globalist
to go as far as
mindset.
they can.
No, they have a globalist mindset.
I think they're willing to, and there's the difference.
They want to, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, there might be some.
There might be some that are willing to do it because they're getting paid, but the ones at the top are not just willing to do it, but they want to do it. They want to turn this country into
some people that are
in the global government.
Well, it's an ends to the means. It's like, you bust into somebody's house and you take a bunch of stuff and everything. You don't want to have to bust down the wall, but if that's what it takes, it takes. So the thing is, like, we're in the way. That's all. And and there's some elements in there that are sadistic, that are doing it just for the joy of causing misery and pain. Okay, people get off on that, but then there's other people that they have no limits. Do you remember the movie Silence of the Lambs?
Of course.
Well, when you're watching the movie, you don't realize. Spoiler alert! When you're watching the movie, you don't realize that Hannibal Lecter had literally removed the face off of the guard that he killed, and he put it on him. So the thing is that
spoiler alert for whoever hasn't seen the film.
Yeah. But the thing is that initially you just see an injured man, all bloody and everything like that, and then all of a sudden you realize
mutilated.
What happened? That Hannibal Lecter was, said, I need to hide my identity, so I'm going to steal this person's identity. Is when you have no boundaries, okay? When you're capable of anything, you become exceedingly dangerous.
Which is what the globalists are. I mean, if you want an example of what a globalist government would do to us, just look at what the European Union is doing to its member states. Okay? Forcing them to do this, do that, forcing them to do the bidding of the gnomes of Brussels. Okay? And look at Australia, look at the UK. Look
at the United States. Look at the 4 years under Biden.
Yes, thank God he wasn't able to disarm us the way Australia disarmed its people 25 years ago, the way Britain disarmed its people 25 years ago. Now they are helpless. It's like that meme I saw with Stalin smiling at you, saying, "What does a government who disarms its citizens do? Anything it wants to."
Australia originally started off as a prison nation, so they didn't have our heritage and our constitution and such.
Although some people will argue, no, Australians are descended from prison guards.
Yeah, well, the thing is that it was a prison, and whether you're a guard or not, you're still behind the walls.
Well, we had prisoners sent here too before they started sending them to Australia.
Yeah, but Australia was famous for being a penal colony.
Yeah.
So anyway, the thing is that they don't have our constitution, and the thing is that if there's a battle and you have a bunch of competent soldiers, and all of a sudden machine gun breaks out, some are going to fall. Some and some may avoid dying out of expertise, and some just
Or
simply
luck.
luck of the draw.
Yeah.
You know, so some of these other nations. I mean, much of our DNA in this country is English. You know, and look what's happened to England. As interesting, as I understand it, there is an uprising in Ireland now, in France, and in England.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
at its
they're
early
starting to have
stages.
uprisings in yeah, France for sure. England, yes, some people are doing it. Um, Poland, I told you yesterday that
Hmm.
the Poles are going after these illegals who are coming in over the border
Yes,
and kicking them out.
good.
Um, and who else?
The United States
I
has
think
to lead
Italy's
the
going to
charge.
start too soon.
Let's not forget the truckers thing up in Canada
Yep.
that really inspired everybody when the truckers went across to Canada and did the Freedom Run.
Mm-hmm.
They were fantastic. And then you also have the farmers in what
And
is
look
it?
what their government did to them. Froze their assets. They couldn't get their money. They couldn't support their families.
I understand that, but the thing is that the whole point of resistance is understanding that you are going to take a beating.
Suffer. Yeah, of course.
You know, and the thing is that regardless of whether or not the government knocked them down, the fact of the matter is that they still had their time, and we're still talking about them,
Yeah.
and they're fantastic. And yes, but there was one bank that wouldn't adhere to the, I forget. There was a GoFundMe thing that they wouldn't cave into the government when it
No,
came
no,
to
they did a
increasing those.
GoFundMe, but then GoFundMe suspended the money, and then they went. There's another crowdsourcing thing. I forget that. I wish I knew the name of that one. That one, no, they gave the money to the truckers.
Okay, but the thing is that you know, governments are powerful, and they're big, and they're ugly, and they're organized.
Which is
Citizens are
why
not.
our founding fathers said, "We leave, keep your hands off our guns."
Yes, I understand that, but the thing is that one gun isn't enough. You need to mobilize as a group.
Yes, of
So,
course.
so my point was that the government is organized. We are not. So the thing is, now if you have a rally, let's say in, I don't know, somewhere in Pennsylvania, and say everybody bring your guns, and there's 200,000 citizens walking around, all MAGA boys with firearms, that would shake everybody up.
Yes,
Now the thing is that when you just get a mob like that, this what'll probably happen is that somebody will infiltrate it, and they'll shoot a gun and cause madness.
yes.
So
Like they did in D.C., where
right.
they infiltrated the crowd.
So the thing is that you need to have you need to start establishing militia. Now you have 3%ers. You've got the Oath Keepers. You got the Proud Boys. You know, and they're not in small numbers, but they're not really big.
I think there's more than 3% of the population that one would fight, two have guns. Okay, and we did it with only 3% against the British, who were at the time were the biggest military power in the world.
Okay, there's basically the two primary firearms. Well, let's go three. The three primary firearms the average American most likely owns is a 12 gauge shotgun, a 9mm pistol, and an AR-15 in a 223-5.56. So the thing is, there's millions of AR-15s out there. Okay, there's millions of 9mm, and having a common ammo usage is good. So you have that, but in order to make things work, you actually need to have squads, divisions. You need to have real organization. You need to be able to go ahead. Now, the good news is if you're in your own country, and if the people agree with you, you'll probably get a hamburger thrown at you once in a while. But in order to mobilize an army, that the logistics required is mind-boggling. I mean, you have to feed them. You have to kill them.
There are a number of militias throughout the country.
Right. But
some of them will probably be more effective than others if push came to shove.
A number of them are militia in name only, though. It's basically like a book club. They show up, they do the little thing, and they go.
Well, look, the militia in colonial times was a militia in name, really. I mean, they knew how to use their firearms because they used it on a daily basis to hunt and so forth. But they came together and they fought against an army that was supposed to be unbeatable. And they did it by hit and run tactics, waiting for ambushes in the forest and so forth.
Well, yeah, the original skirmishes,
unconventional,
were basically sloppy mobs. Okay, and then they had professional soldiers that had experience, that had been in the Indian Wars and so forth like that, that fought the French up in New York and such. And so we had professional soldiers here, So what you brought up, I think, is the most important thing. You need not just leadership, but recognizable leadership. You're not going to just follow anybody. You need to be able to go ahead and say, okay, let's say somebody shows up and they are wearing a police uniform. Well, I would consider the possibility of following them. Why? Because they have some sort of authority.
Yeah.
They know the law.
An organization.
Right. So the thing is that the left has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it can organize mobs and let them run amok. They've done it over and over again. They're doing it now. And the thing is that that's a little bit easier. You go ahead and you order a couple of truckloads of bricks. You drop it off on the street and you take off, and everybody picks up a brick, and that's okay.
Yeah, but now they're going past that. Now remember, they attacked. They're trying to attack ICE. They arrested 10 Antifa members yesterday. 10 Antifa members. I think this gives President Trump a valid reason to declare Antifa a terrorist group.
Well, yeah, they are.
Open season on Antifa all across the country by law enforcement.
Yeah, I don't know how many Antifa members have to be captured and proven, to be enemies of the state in order for you to say the entire group. I don't know what the magic number is.
Hey, they had 10 of them, and they were intending to kill ICE agents, federal agents. They had the one guy did open fire and shot
a guy in the neck. Yeah,
a cop. Okay, they shot him to death. Justice was instant in that case, thank goodness, without taxpayers having to pay for more than a few bullets.
I didn't look into this. I only saw it just before we started this, but It seems as though I think the Benny show. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, Benny Johnson.
Yeah, and I think it was also Tim Pool.
Tim Pool.
I saw some clickbait on it. but it looks like they've discovered accomplices of cooks for the assassination.
Good. I hope they have. Speaking of that, remember there were six of the Secret Service agents who were at Butler have been suspended.
Okay.
And it's in relation to the assassination attempt. Now, why they were suspended, whether it was because they did nothing and they didn't do what they should have done, if it was incompetence, if it was laziness, if it was just stupidity, or if they were in on it, we don't know yet.
Well, first of all, the woman in charge of the whole operation who resigned, I forget her name. She was an absolute misfit.
No, yeah, Miss DEI.
She basically turned the whole thing into a clusterfuck. These people were using their personal telephones for communication. There was no common line for them to talk. They didn't allow people on the roofs because they said it was dangerous. I mean, I looked at that roof. I could sleep up there and I'd be fine.
Easily.
So it was a setup, and just the grace of God that Trump is alive. So,
and the Secret Service sniper who got Crooks, after Crooks let off 8 shots, was on a roof that had an even worse slant. Okay.
Yeah. Well, was his last name Ruby? Because you have to kill the patsy.
Well, you see that. I remember seeing the shot started, and the agent was looking at where Crooks was, and he had his gun aimed there, and then all of a sudden the shots went off, and the guy's eye went down to his scope, and he fired.
Well, here's the thing: there was a cop that popped up, noticed Crook. Crook turned and pointed the gun at him, and he
went down.
I'm sorry,
they couldn't communicate with the Secret Service.
1 second. Let me open my phone. Bobby? Yeah. There's a guy on the roof that pointed a gun at me?
No. I got a better way.
He is? You don't. What's he doing there? No.
You know the better way? How about this? The better way.
We have a suspect on the roof.
Duck down. No. Crooks aims the rifle at you. You duck down, take your gun out, fire a shot in the air.
Bang, yeah.
Boom. Fire a shot in the air. Not even at Crooks. You fire a shot into the air
to
warn everybody.
That would be something. That's better than nothing. I say count to 10, pop back up, open fire on his ass.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it was a
clusterfuck, as you said.
Well, see, the thing is, it was intentionally meant to go that way. It wasn't a number of mistakes. It was a number of intended loopholes. It was a setup, and yeah. So anyway, what I saw, and I can't confirm this, there are at least 2 suspects that are thought to be accomplices of Crook. I mean, not to mention the many FBI agents that visited his house because he had a very nice stamp collection. That's the FBI loved the stamp collection. Can I go and see this kid Crook? Yeah, no, the one that was in the black rock commercial. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh no, the kid that is practicing over at the Homeland Security
Firing,
rifle range. Yeah, that's where he practiced. He practiced at a Homeland Security rifle range.
Hold on.
We're good.
All right. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. We're going to cut it here.
All right. There we
Just
go.
wanted to get on and talk about a few things, which we have.
We did.
I do want to say that we are going to have a guest on the 24th.
No, we're
It's
not.
going to be it's going to be what's his name, Brig Barker, and to let you know who he is, he's a managing principal at Cronus Intelligence Group, a former FBI counterterrorism specialist and one of the world's foremost experts on jihadist networks. He's also a published author and a sought-after global speaker. And we got him here.
Let's not forget there was several dozen French people in France that were attacked by bees. 3 of them were sent to the hospital. So be aware of that. The
Be aware.
Bees are attacking.
All right, yeah, all kinds of crazy things are happening these days.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to cut it here. We will see you next time on The View from Here. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.